The following is a true story. As I got into the elevator next to the stairs at work yesterday, a patron asked, "There's a second floor here?" To which I responded as the doors closed, yeah, and the Jeopardy auditions are next door. Good luck. What can I get you? Drunk? Welcome to episode 54 of the award-winning podcast, Behind Bars, Cocktails, and Wasted Nights. I'm your host, Greg. I've been working as a bartender for over 20 years, and over those years, I've seen a lot. My goal here is to share some of those high and low lights with you. Quick warning, this podcast contains sex, drugs, and some language that isn't suitable for anyone under 21 years of age, so you gotta have some ID. Barbarians, it's been a minute. Lots going on, and I finally came up for air. Hosted a crowd of 1,000 for a cocktail competition, wrote a 6-episode limited series with Matt that we've been shopping, working overtime on Kid Amazing, and believe me, we're getting there, and appeared in a Sierra Nevada commercial. If you see a guy with a dolly stacked with Sierra Nevada hazies saying, "Hey man, you good?" That's me. But, like I said last episode, these are going to come out when they do. I'm doing my best. Okay. For this one, I interviewed Tripp. He's an extremely interesting dude with a more extreme case of ADD than Chance the author, so putting the episode together in some form of a cogent piece was a definite challenge. We recorded in 2 sessions, and the plan was to make it a 2-parter, but due to the long drought, I figured I'd give you all an hour to binge on. Tripp's lived about 17 lives, and hearing his stories made me feel like I'm napping too much. Anyways, before we get started, you'll need a drink. For this one, we'll go with the recipe Tripp enjoys most. This one's fast, efficient, and you'll get to that headspace and pee less. You ready? Shot of whiskey and a PBR. Dun City, population, us. And if you don't have the PBR or the brown, you know the backup plan. Shot of silver from the blue and a big fat rail for you. You may want to get out a pen and pad so you can connect the dots here, barbarians. But no, I did my best. Without further ado, here's Tripp. I am honored tonight to have my friend and associate and co-worker Tripp in-house tonight. Tripp, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Dude, I'm doing great. I'm with a good buddy and one of the most talented people that I've run across in Denver.
Tripp's my agent, by the way. He's going to get 10% of my tips. Hey-o! So, Tripp, how long have you been in the industry? I always like to start with that, like just kind of get everybody acclimated to how you got into it, who you are.
Oh my gosh. I was 16.
Oh my God.
And my dad was paying my lunch bills. And there was this place called Mad Dog Deli and Bar. Something along those lines. And they charged $16 for their sandwiches back in 2000.
From a deli?
From a deli.
Okay.
And I ate there every day. And my dad was like, I can't spend that kind of money.
Right.
And one day, I didn't come home until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and he's curious where I am. And I come back with a sandwich, and I go, "Dad, here's a sandwich. Where were you?" "Well, you told me you weren't going to pay for it anymore, so I went and got a job there. And now you get free sandwiches, and I'm paying you back for the money that you spent on my lunch meals. And you're still giving me my lunch money, right?" "Yeah." "Do I get free sandwiches?" "Yeah." And I go, "Well, I got a job after work, just kind of cleaning up, and I get my $16 sandwiches for free."
Once again, you've proven the recurring theme that in the service industry, if you become a regular at a place, you will eventually end up working there.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
It's like an amoeba. It just absorbs you.
Yeah, whether you're a musician, a patron, or something, it is par on course. You are now a part of that culture.
Speaking of amoebas, I have this song, like Garth Brooks, he has that song, I'm Shameless.
Yeah.
I have this song called I'm Shapeless. Shapeless as an amoeba can be. I reproduce asexually. I just thought you should know.
I don't listen to Garth Brooks.
Me neither. But I just remember that song and I just thought of amoebas. All the kids, they gotta study me. 7th grade biology. Look under a microscope.
Hey, when you brought up amoebas, I thought about all the scientist chicks that I've dug on. So.
Oh, yeah, you got scientist chicks that you dug on? You dig on?
Well, I'm a smarty pants. I like science. All I do is sit around and watch science stuff.
Like on YouTube or something?
Yeah.
And they're like scantily clad, lab coat, just cleavage showing? What's going on?
No.
Oh,
Well,
okay, that's what I thought you meant.
No.
So, have you worked in restaurants? Like, because you're on the food side. You're back of the house. You're, like, doing the food, like, backbone shit. Like,
yeah,
it's fucking stressful in there. Every time I, like, worked in a restaurant, had to go into the kitchen with, like, a special request. It was like I'm having a stroke. I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to tell these guys. You go to the guest, you're like, absolutely. Then you go to the kitchen, like, just filled with fear.
No, it's, this is actually funny, and I love, the owners of the place where I work at now. The chef just looked at me, and he was like, you just want something different. And I was like, yeah, man, I want to work weekends and nights. That is the best thing a chef can ever hear.
Yeah, it's like peak time, keeps you out of trouble.
Yeah, keeps you out of trouble. And I've been working 9 to 5s and running my own businesses for the last many years because I owned 2 bars.
What do you like better, going to bars or owning bars?
One of the best ways I ever quit a job is I was working at BJ's Brewery.
Okay, yeah, I know.
In Boulder.
Yeah.
And we want to talk about some bar stories.
Yeah, always. Behind bars, cocktails, and wasted nights.
BJ's.
All right.
I've got 2.5 years of stories.
And you were in the kitchen at BJ's?
No,
you were bartender?
Server and bartender.
Oh, shit, let's go.
And backup bartender.
Okay.
Not full.
Like understudy. Someone did too much blow that night, they call you to come in?
Not understudy. I owned my own bars before I worked there.
I'm fucking with you. I'm giving you shit.
They put me on as a host and a busser, and I'm like, yo, man, I had your job
Okay.
for the last 6 years.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, well, we only hire from inside. And I'm like, I'm going to pull off my belt and whip you with it.
Oh, come on board. We love you.
Yeah. And he became one of my best friends. I'm still friends with him to this day. So after I worked at the deli, my truck started breaking down. And I was like, well, F this. I'm not driving around a Buick because that's what my warranty would cover.
Yeah.
A Buick LeSabre.
Did you have Kleenex envelopments in the back?
Oh, my gosh, right?
Leave your left turn signal on the whole time?
Yeah, and I finally got tired of
How
that.
was Florida during the winters? Was that good?
Right? Right? No, I go to pick up a prom date.
Oh, no, in a Buick LeSabre?
Yeah, a Buick LeSabre.
Yikes.
Champagne.
Ooh.
Champagne, like the worst color out of, like, stereotypical.
It was like the Champagne Sebring.
Yeah.
It's always in Champagne.
It is just shy of being pulled up in a police car. Like, seriously, a Ford Taurus and a Buick LeSabre are the worst things in the 90s you could have been picked up in.
People, like, see your headlights in the rear view and slow down and actually do the speed limit. You can't get anywhere on time.
Well, now it's a Ford Explorer.
Yeah,
and you're
in
like,
Colorado,
you're like, oh my God, am I in trouble? Oh no, that's my friend.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I was once in a situation where I helped out people, and an officer drove me 2.5 hours out of his way to get me to a party that I was supposed to be hosting.
You gotta be kidding me.
And I was shit-faced.
And the cop gave you a ride to another party.
From Union Station.
Yeah.
Gave me a ride to the party.
You gotta be kidding me. That's amazing.
Oh, no, I was shit-faced. And the whole crew was like, only you.
I shared this on one of my podcasts where I was like hitchhiking to Philadelphia, and cops came up and they were like, I'm on the freeway. They're like, where's your car? I'm like, I don't have one. They're like, get off the road immediately. They just made me like go down like the banking of the fucking freeway. I had to climb a fence. Like, they didn't care. This guy, you're drunk and took you to a party.
Well, no,
Colorado.
I stopped 3 women trying to stab somebody.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I'll bring you to a party.
At Union Station. It was a Union Station thing.
Yeah. 3 women are trying to stab each other?
I
How'd you stop
I don't
it?
know what happened. All
Yeah.
I knew is that I was at least 50 yards away the entire time, and I was like calling the police, being like, yo, guys, y'all gotta get here. This is out of control. Why are there not station people here? Why are there not anyone around here? This is one of the most dangerous places in Denver. I haven't seen anyone in 30 minutes. And I'm on the phone with the police. And I'm like, guys, there's a physical battle going out and blood is flowing.
Jeez.
Where are y'all?
Yeah.
And it goes back to when my truck was stolen in July. Where is someone? Because I just saw my bike ride past me, and I called you 5 minutes ago because I had my bike in my truck.
Oh, no, dude.
And, yeah. And,
that'd be like keeping your cell phone in your wallet.
And no, that's I had a cell phone. I have another cell phone, and I keep it in my car, and I called the people. No, Obama phone. Thank you.
Okay.
Free phone.
Oh, nice.
Free phone.
Back in their
Called
homes.
them, and they delivered my car back to me in 2 days after they saw my phone.
That's pretty awesome.
I was missing a lot of shit, and my truck was fucked up, but I got my truck back, and I've had it for 23 years.
Brought to you by Range Rover, everybody. I gotta go out there and get a Discovery.
Yukon XL.
Oh, Yukon. Okay.
Yukon XL. GMC.
I'm gonna hashtag that in the episode. Get a sponsor.
GMC Yukon XL.
Last 20 years, folks. Go ahead and buy one.
Yeah. No, it's it keeps me running.
Oh, what a feeling. Oh, wait, that's Toyota.
But that is Toyota. But at the end of interviews and everything for this thing, because the cops finally showed up, I was like, yo, can I just finish this? I've got to catch this train, and it's going to take me an hour and a half to get down to South Denver. And the chief of police for Denver was standing there, and I'm hammered. And he was like, I'll drive you.
Amazing.
And I was like, do you mind if I take another shot? And he goes, no, man, you were a good Samaritan, and you're on your way to a party.
Yeah, like, I'm giving you an inch, don't take a mile. Yeah.
He's like, he watched me do a shooter.
Oh, so he let you.
And I threw it in the trash can right next to me.
I didn't litter.
So I didn't litter, and I didn't put it in my pocket.
You did take a shot in public.
And I sat for an hour with him, asking him all kinds of funny questions, and I am just shit-faced.
Do you remember the questions you asked him?
Yes.
Give me one.
What's the most interesting case you ever had?
What was his answer? Do you remember?
There was a child that was missing.
Okay.
And they searched for him for 6 hours, and he was playing hide and seek. And he was found in the house.
I gotta tell you, those Amber Alerts always freak me out, because, like, I'm afraid I'm gonna see the kid. Like, what if I see a tiny little hand pressed against the back window? You know what I mean?
No.
I
listen to true crime.
I do too.
Oh, no. Like, it flows through my brain. There's that episode about the girl in the Camaro.
Yeah.
And people called about her, and they didn't ever do anything. I don't remember her name or anything. I try not to remember names.
Right, especially in that situation.
Because they always talk about the killer. I want to know about the victim.
Yeah, don't glorify anybody.
Yeah.
I get it.
And there was people that saw her on the street and everything, and it's just sickening that it took the police. They had cross streets. Like, I remember that it was Hawthorne and something where they saw
They're heading north
green...
on this street. Let's go.
Yeah.
It's a Buick LeSabre.
No, it was a Camaro.
Okay, so
a green Camaro in the story that I
mean, that
remember.
would stand out anyway.
People were calling in a blue Camaro and a green Camaro, and I'm sitting there in my fucking head being a reporter. Look out for any Camaro.
That's not fucking black.
And a Camaro it's not like you've got 4 doors.
Yeah.
Now, when someone's sticking their hand on the back of the rear windshield or the side, come on.
Yeah.
Hit them with a car.
I'm always afraid I'm going to be
Hit them with a car.
Yeah, pit maneuver.
Yeah, no, just stop them. If you see someone in distress, there's laws in place.
Citizens
for
arrest.
that. Citizens arrest.
Yeah.
What's the other one? When you
hang on before you get there. Speaking of Camaro only having 2 doors.
Well, no.
Do you know why a chicken coupe only has 2 doors?
No.
Because if it had 4, it'd be a chicken sedan. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
I was waiting for one of your jokes.
You're from the South, right?
Yeah.
You know how you circumcise a Southerner?
No.
Kick his sister in the jaw.
Oh. I knew I was going to get one from you.
Yeah, the fun never stops at WORK. Oh, speaking of radio voices, you were on the radio, right? Like, you've done, everybody in the service industry does tons of stuff outside the service industry. Usually artists, creative people. Tripp is one of those people. Tell me about the radio show.
Oh, my gosh. It was in college. I was in KAOS in Olympia. Chaos.
That's awesome.
In Olympia, Washington, and I had members of Widespread come and play my show. Green Sky Bluegrass, for those of you that don't know, they play Red Rocks every year. They're very big. They slept in my front yard twice in tents.
Okay.
And there are whole podcast about the shenanigans that went down.
Oh, give me one shenanigan. You got a band and camping in your front yard.
Well, I'm a mandolin player, and I got Paul Hoffman hanging out with me.
Who is?
The mandolin player for Green Sky.
Okay.
And I've got Anders Beck. And the rest of them are very subdued by comparison.
Those 2 are like the maniacs.
Well, to me, they are.
Okay. That's saying something.
To me, they are. And I just remember, I remember doing too much and just jamming out on a bunch of tunes and ensuring that Green Sky Bluegrass was okay for 2 days.
Okay, you gave them what they needed. We'll leave it there, right?
But if we want to talk about Trampled by Turtles...
I love them.
Somehow I ended up in the bathtub every time I hung out with them.
Like by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Every time I hung out with Trampled by Turtles, Pickles would somehow figure out how to get me in the bathtub. And I would wake up in the morning in the bathtub.
Pickles has a weird fetish.
Well, no, he has a...
I'm going to put my host in the bathtub. It's like singularity of purpose.
Well, it's not only the host. I am a touring bluegrass musician.
Oh, okay.
But then I wasn't as big as them.
Oh, hold on. All right, so we gotta back up a little bit.
I bought my first bar.
How old were you?
It was 2004.
Math is hard. Carry the 2.
So I was 21, 22.
21, I bought my first beer. You bought the fucking whole bar.
And I'm sitting at the end of the bar.
Wasn't my first beer.
And I found the cheapest bar in town. And that was my place. I love the environment. I love dive bars. I like it. I like derelicts. I had a full-time girlfriend.
Okay. While you owned a bar?
While I owned a bar.
Jesus.
I watched everyone else fuck people on my bar.
Bringing sand to the beach.
I have a bunch of money in my pocket, and I'm pretending like I don't got shit.
Smart.
It's right off the slopes, so you've got Gondola Square.
Okay.
And then if you were to trail off right, ski.
I'll put the Google Earth link in the show notes. Just kidding, I won't. But your place is Slopeside.
Slopeside. That's what it was called. Slopeside.
Was it really? Jeez.
Slopeside, not après ski.
Okay.
Slopeside.
Where you go to après ski.
And they told me how much money they were in debt for taxes. And the next morning, I went to the bank, and I need a cashier's check for this number. And I show up to the bar the next day, and I go, hey, I'm pouring myself a beer. And pouring myself a shot. And they go, what are you doing? And I go, well, I own the place.
Yes. That's boss move, dude.
And they're like, no, you don't. And I'm like, actually, I have a check in my hand. Did you talk to your lawyers yesterday like you said you were going to? And they go, no, I will now, though.
Yeah.
I will now.
Yeah.
And it was a decent-sized check. It paid for all their taxes for like 5 years.
Wow.
I told them they're not allowed to drink there anymore.
That's amazing. That's my dream.
No, because they were doing lines on the bar.
No!
When I walked up, no customers. They're just bored as fuck.
Yeah, but that...
And that's why I was like, I got this. At X Games 2004, I saw Crash,
yeah,
right? Fully naked.
You bastard! Did you get a picture?
And I'm
That
doing
was before cell phones.
I'm doing lines off of pool table with, and I'm not one to do cocaine or anything, but I had already been drinking for 8 or 9 hours, and I didn't have Adderall. I didn't have Wake Me Up.
Right.
I didn't have
Colombian coffee.
Yeah.
Bolivian
marching powder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm watching her do a photo shoot, completely wasted, making sandwiches for people in snowboard gear, and I'm still running a full bar and party house.
Like a speakeasy, like out of a house?
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm going to try to be as illegal as possible.
I had 5 on staff security guards at my house. And I was working with Mahogany Ridge, and I was the top of their list. I was like 130 kegs per month.
Oh, wow.
The cops quit coming over because everyone was tip certified or whatever certification.
Tips.
And there's someone that came up with a plastic cup and said he had a house cup. I only handed out specific glass cups.
Okay, so he was trying
He got hosed.
We started like 9 stories. We didn't finish 9 stories, but we've, for your pleasure, listeners, have created a bullet point sheet so that we can finish all of Tripp's stories and bring you some resolution. So,
how are you today, buddy?
I'm super. Just had a great comedy show. Went really well.
Tell me about that real fast so the listeners can hear.
I was hilarious. My Red Sox joke didn't really land. It was about the kid that fell out of the stands into the bullpen. And he wasn't hurt. He had to go to the hospital. They stopped the game. But I followed the Red Sox. I was like, when did we sign Harambe to the pitching staff? And nobody laughed. You're laughing, so I wish you were at the show.
Oh, I love your jokes for days, man.
Thank you, buddy. You were in a neon lab. What went on in that neon lab?
Okay, so I was the TA for a bunch of stuff at the Evergreen State College, and one of my things, I had a key to the whole school. And Happy Land does exist. I'm not going to talk about Happy Land unless you want to ask about it later.
Okay.
But Happy Land is a lore, a myth.
So we're going to talk about Happy Land.
Okay. It has a ball pit. It has weird TVs. It is stuck 3 floors below ground level. You've got to go through hoops to get in there. But it really does exist. For all my greeners out there, I have been there. I have had sex in Happy Land.
Well, let's hope so.
Oh,
was anyone else there, or?
No, it was just me.
All right. So
I was just playing with my left hand.
All right. It's a very happy land. It's a very happy land.
Well, we're not going to go into that. But the Neon Lab, I had a key to it, and in the middle of the night, once the bars closed, I would, be with someone, and I would be like, "Yo, you want to do something cool? You want to go make some neon?" And if that's not a pickup line, I fucking don't know what one is.
Yeah.
And we would go back and do all kinds of naughty things. And I have a scar from having sex because we rolled over on the table and a bit of neon went into my rib cage. and a bit of neon tube.
Okay.
Neon tubes specifically.
Right.
Because it takes tubes to hold the neon.
To hold the gas. And then...
There's electrodes, and you have a Tesla conductor that burns everything. I could talk about it for an hour.
It's like a real bright idea to go back to the neon.
Yeah,
sorry.
But you get to play with fire in glass.
That's pretty fun.
What's sexier than that with a guy you just met?
That's true.
Or that you know.
Beats roofies. You know?
Fucking hell. That is like taking ecstasy.
I take roofies all the time. I never get laid. But yeah, if I had a neon lab at my disposal with a key, yeah, I'd probably go bend some light with them.
Yeah. It was amazing. It was, a girl, I had to take a girl to the hospital one time because she got several bits of neon in her ass.
Well, there's something you don't hear every day.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Story 1, check. Tripp takes a girl to the hospital after she gets neon in her ass. What better pickup line is there?
We're talking about shards of neon.
Oh, not the tube.
Well, not the tube.
Oh, not the tube. Oh, shards. Ooh,
I mean, she did get the tube, but
Hey-o.
there were shards involved.
Tube steak, not
and
the shards.
It was an all-night experience where they're digging out shards of neon or shards of glass, of Pyrex glass.
Oh my god, that sucks.
Out of her, little bits. I'm not talking about like.
So, ladies, all your one-night stands that you regret could have been worse. Could have been with Tripp in a hospital getting neon tubes, Pyrex glass taken out of your ass.
Hey, we had a great time before it wasn't.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's usually
how
a really.
There was lots of fire. There was ribbon burners. I showed her how to burn the tubes and put gas into them, and that turned her on when the Tesla coils went on and all the electricity is going. And what's the electric chair called in Florida?
I have no idea.
Oh, there's a name for it. It's nevertheless. Times that by 4, and that's the amount of electricity that is flowing in front of us.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because you got to burn the tube.
Yeah.
To clean it and get all the impurities out before you put the gas in, because it'll explode otherwise.
Ah, is that what happened then? Like all the impurities weren't out and exploded, or you just rolled over and crushed it?
We completed a neon thing that glowed. And I gave it to her with all the connectors and everything to plug in. And then we were doing our deal on the bench. And I rolled over, and I got a bit of glass in my side. And look at this. This is the scar.
Oh, wow, dude. Yep. Yeah, you can't see it, but there's a scar there. Neon glass scar.
And she had to spend 4 hours getting glass pulled out of her ass.
Jesus. If I had a nickel every time.
And we went and had breakfast and brunch.
How does she like her eggs, scrambled or fertilized?
How do you like your mimosas? By the bottle, please. I just got out of the hospital.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and she couldn't sit down, so we ate at the bar because she
just had to stand and eat.
Yeah, she had to stand and eat.
Oh my god.
That's just one story from the neon lab. Oh my god, there was debauchery that happened in that place because it's neon.
Tripp, you light up my life, I gotta tell you.
Oh, thanks, pal. You do too.
All right, so now we're gonna move on to BJ's, the place where you threatened to beat the manager and spank him with your belt, and then naturally they hired you right after.
Well, no, I didn't threaten him. I was in my head thinking.
Oh, I thought you actually said that. Okay.
Oh, no. It was snowing. It was January, and I was walking around in a suit, and I got hired on the spot. The story's there. Okay, the first one I'm going to tell is, well, you're not allowed to drink in the restaurant as a server, you know.
Sure.
Or a bartender.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm using quotation marks.
You're not allowed.
Yeah, you're not allowed.
Doesn't go on.
No. And the kitchen staff isn't supposed to be high on blow and meth.
Right.
Yeah. So, we had all these different hidden spots. Where the bartenders, off camera, where the bartenders would bring us cocktails, not shots. That it would have to be a drink.
Less obvious.
Yeah, less obvious, and we were just shit faced. There was a couple of times I had to sleep outside because I was just so drunk from
Look at
the
this
day.
guy, so dedicated to his job.
Yeah. We would have split shifts. And as a server and a bartender, when you get a split shift, you just go to another restaurant and
Drink
get
for an
some
hour and
food,
come
and
back.
you drink for an hour and come back. This chick came in hot in the morning. And she went out and had a bunch of drinks during her shift break. Comes back, and she is obviously hammered. Droopy eyes, slurred speech, motor functions not working. And she's taking... they somehow put her on a 14 or 20 top.
Oh, no.
There was an upstairs without a dumbwaiter. So you had to run...
Till you went up there.
No.
Sorry,
no.
so stupid.
No.
Yeah.
No. This is terrible.
Go ahead. Upstairs, no dumbwaiter.
Hey, let me hear the dumbwaiter thing. You had a joke.
No, that's what it was.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
Just
well,
tell the story.
no, that is the joke. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
dumbwaiter.
Dumbwaiter.
Oh. And she's walking out with a tray for like 6 of them. It's the first tray coming out.
Oh, no.
And she passes out.
Oh, just goes down, glass shattering, drinks everywhere.
Oh my God, no. She fell, and when she fell, she kind of lifted the tray. And so the tray full of spaghetti and pizza and stuff all fell on her, and she nailed herself and knocked herself out. And we're all standing there going, why didn't you send her home?
Yeah. Also, should I laugh or help?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the first to laugh and then to help. Always.
Yep.
I'm a horrible person like that. I will always laugh at you, and then I'll be the first one to be like, someone grab their legs, or you need
Let's go.
stitches, or I don't know. Let's do this, but I gotta laugh first.
Don't move her neck.
And it took. She was passed out, even as the emergency crew came and picked her up off. And this is Pearl Street Mall.
Yeah.
So it's a walking mall. You can't just walk in to it. No, you gotta. The ambulance drove up onto
the pedestrian wall?
onto the pedestrian mall because the alleyway was blocked by trucks.
Oh, my God.
I know, it was the most
scene.
it was the most embarrassing situation I have seen, with the exception of the next story.
Oh, what do we got?
Some of the servers needed their different assortment of fun things, and they sent this guy off to go get it, and one of the servers it was a she.
Yeah.
She let him borrow her car, and he flipped it.
Oh, my God.
Coming back
With the stuff.
Oh,
God. So
and he left the car. He brought the stuff back to everybody, and there was a full restaurant meltdown because it was her prized car. And
what's she doing? Like, just fucking...
she was hungover and
Needed some fucking lift up.
Yeah, she needed a lift
He
up.
flips the car.
And he
Here's
flips-
the lift up. About the car. Well, don't ask about the car right now. Just do a couple lines.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we need some Brazilian marching powder.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, and so that's just... but yeah, that was a shit show. They closed the restaurant down for 2 hours because...
Oh, my God, because everybody was just a mess.
So pissed. And
Oh,
we're
my
talking about BJ's Brewery.
Everybody get out. Our staff is pissed right now.
Yeah, our staff is losing their shit. Please, everyone, vacate. We'll take care of your bills, everything. Here's to-go boxes. Please leave.
Oh, my God, that's amazing. That's unheard of.
No, it's not unheard of because I saw it.
It's the first time I've heard of it. That's amazing.
No. The kitchen staff was the reason we shut down.
Oh, of course.
Because he was helping the kitchen staff.
He's a kitchen guy if he's going to go do that.
No,
He
he's
flips
a
his car.
server.
Oh, he was a server. Okay.
He's a server. And they allowed him to leave on his shift to go. Like, everyone allowed him to go do this, and we took his tables. And he flips the car on his way back. And he still comes back with everything.
He's a soldier. He's like, I still got it. Let's go. I'm on a mission.
No. He walked in hot.
I'm on a mission.
Yeah. He said he went around the corner and did, like, a whole bunch of stuff because that was a wild experience. I was on tour in 2010, and we had extended our tour in Colorado by like a month and a half because we just kept getting gigs. And we got studio time, and things just kept going our way. And we're leaving Colorado, and we're in the middle of Nevada. And I shit you not, you know those signs that say you have 150 miles to the next gas?
Get some gas, yeah.
Get some gas.
Yeah.
My dad calls me shortly after that. And it's like, hey, son, hey, how's tour going? And I'm telling him about it. Maybe 20 seconds in, he goes, well, I don't fucking care about that. Are you ever going to graduate college?
Right now we're talking about this?
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, sure. I guess I have cell service. Let me call my college. And I called them, and they told me how many credits I had. And they were like, shit, you should have graduated like 3 years ago.
But we love money, so
I pulled a Van Wilder.
Yeah.
Actually, I pulled a Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
And
went to school for 7 years, and you're not a doctor.
yeah, totally. My dad was totally pissed, and I ended up getting 2 bachelors and 2 minors because I
Nice.
had that many credits. They didn't know what they went. You can. What do you want?
Sorry for our oversight. Thanks for the extra money. But also, you got 2 degrees.
Yeah. What do you want? So to go back, I had this roommate that was horrible. Horrible.
This is an awful human.
Devout, religious,
Oh, yeah.
Utah.
Mormon.
Yes, I didn't want to say it.
Say it.
And he had this. He had his girlfriend who lived in like Wisconsin or something. They were high school sweethearts, and he would spend every waking hour talking to her on the phone.
No, gross.
Oh, it was impossible. So one day he fucked with me because I had a lady friend come over, and I just said, fuck it. We're going to do the deal. I don't care about him. He never leaves the room, and we can't have sex in front of your roommate.
So just go.
We're just going to go. And he screwed with me somehow. And so I went and got some salmon, and I put it in a shoebox.
Some semen? Oh, salmon. Okay.
Some salmon. Sockeye.
Yeah, a sockeye in the shoebox, yeah.
And I moved all of his stuff underneath his bed.
Yeah.
And stuck it underneath his bed.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. And I slept in other people's rooms while it became rotten. So when I got out of the dorms, my roommates at the Après ski house, they went to go get some Molly. And instead of getting a tenth or, whatever it is, whatever the scale is.
Yeah. You want a gram, usually.
Yeah. They got a whole bag because the people that they got it from were so fucked up that there was a bag the size of my forearm.
Oh, my God, like a half ounce.
Or an ounce.
Oh, God.
And they did it all that night.
No.
Yes. And one of my roommates...
You're not good at math anymore.
One of my roommates found out that he was... he changed from... loving a woman to loving a man.
Yep.
And
that's good Molly.
Yeah, it brought out his true colors. He
Yeah.
he had kind of talked about it before, and he had this guy that he hung out with all the time, but he went full bore.
Yeah.
My other roommate was leaning against the wall, and he goes, God, Tripp, I wish I had standards so I could lower them and get laid.
That's Molly.
Yeah.
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 Go to bed with somebody or what?
And the funny thing about her is we had tried to sleep together in Grand Lake like 8 years prior. And we're getting down to business, and I literally can't find it because I'm worried about orangutans.
Oh, my God.
It was a forest. And I tried to part the waters.
Yeah.
And I went out, I said, I had a hard on. And I I said, you know what? I got to run out to my car and grab a condom. And I stood outside for 20 minutes in the cold to make it go away.
Yeah.
And I went, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it.
Yeah, dude, no.
The smell. I'm talking about 4 inches
of hair.
It's
a scent trap. You gotta get rid of that stuff.
Oh, yeah. No, it was miserable.
Oh, that's why I could never be like I always like. I think about pirates. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, pirates. You think about pirates. Trying to bang the chick. Like, I couldn't. Yeah, no, I'm not going down there. On my face. Not putting my screen in there.
No, I did the smell test. And
I
went, no. And I stood outside. I stood outside naked in front of all the neighbors because I couldn't get into the car. I left my keys downstairs. So I'm just standing there, walking around butt-ass naked.
Which is a better alternative.
Yeah, and there was no getting up again. And I had to very politely ask her to leave because my family was going to be back soon. And years later, the same roommate who got all the Molly, and my whole house completed, we have 6 roommates, an entire ounce of Molly in one evening. And there's 2 of us, my girlfriend and I, that only did a little bit. And the whole rest of the house
just fucking naked and putting stuff in all their holes.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. I think one of them boofed it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you gotta boof it.
Yeah. And
that's how Rod Stewart does it.
The roommate that I'm talking about that decided, he came to a realization about, and I appreciate that he came to a realization. I love the LGBTQ.
Yeah, good for them. I love less competition too.
I love less competition, but there's no competition from this guy.
It's like one dude picking off another dude, which takes away 2 dudes from like trying to get into the chicks. That's great. I love it.
And she wouldn't drink with. So the girl that moved in with us, I walked into the house after we had moved in, and I look at her and I go, "Oh my God, no." It's the same girl.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was miserable.
Oh, God.
She would never come out of her room. And I constantly said she was a closet drunk. And she watched One Tree Hill all the time.
On CW.
And she actually wrote scripts for One Tree Hill.
Oh, wow.
But when she moved out because the other roommate said, I just don't dig women anymore. When we moved her out, there were 400 BLs in her closet. She was literally a closet drunk.
Wow.
I'm running a speakeasy out of my house, and I have a bar.
Check.
I went outside for a cigarette one time, and I come back in, and there's lines on the counter. There's like 8 women naked.
Yeah.
There's 9 or 10 dudes naked.
Oh.
And they're just fucking everywhere.
Wow.
And I'm going, what the... I have
a cigarette.
I have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
I can't be involved in this. This is terrible.
Yeah.
No. This is just rude. All of you put your clothes back on.
Yeah, get the fuck... If I'm not getting none, nobody's getting.
Yeah. And then my girl showed up and goes, what in the fuck? And I go, well, do you want to fuck? And she goes, yeah, but not in front of all of them. And so we went back to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And we come back out, and there's Molly and Coke and other mushrooms, I think, or LSD or something. And I gave carte blanche to, once you paid, you could go behind the bar.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, the door's locked, the blinds are closed. That's just one story of many, because I owned it for 2.5 years.
That shit was going on. That's awesome.
From 2 to 5.
That's fun.
That's fun. Especially when you own the bar.
Oh, yeah.
No. It was insane debauchery.
Just put your security tapes up on Pornhub for money.
I'm not even talking about what happened in my house, because the stuff at my house was weird.
That's weird.
But
at the bar.
But at the bar, it's weird. But yeah, no, that was me in college. You love mushrooms.
Love mushrooms. My
you
favorite.
love mushrooms.
My favorite.
Okay, so I talked about how I took an ounce of mushrooms.
Yep.
at Crosby, Stills and Nash show in Dallas.
Yeah.
And so there's 3 of us.
So if I'm going to bring it into the venue, I might as well bring it inside of me into the venue.
Yeah. 3 of, well, we were also very well trained at that point.
Yeah.
People that know me and know this know what I'm talking about.
Can handle it.
Well, I bought a bar.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, got it. You won the lottery, exactly.
We're sitting there, and one of my best friends in the world, Bear, we're blood brothers. He had a girlfriend, and she didn't do the same stuff as us. She liked her BLs. She liked the occasional shot, but it wasn't like a thing for her. And we didn't even drink. I didn't start drinking until I was in college. There's reasons for that, but I didn't really start getting into my full self until college. And we're all sitting there, 4 of us. And there's myself, a lady friend, not relations with me, just another lady. My best bud and his girlfriend. His girlfriend didn't know we were on mushrooms. And she didn't know that we were as high as we were, because I gave them an ounce and I took an ounce. And
how do you not know? Yeah, go ahead.
No, she got real pissed when we got out of the. I could see the music. There was 4. There was
it's
there was
out of the
4
speaker and just color.
There was 4 streamers that were neon, or banners. You know,
yeah,
probably 6 foot wide from where I was. They looked large. Everything looks large.
Sure,
but I could literally see the sound waves.
That's awesome.
I could see. Oh, it was, and it's Crosby, Stills and Nash.
Yeah, it's an ounce of mushrooms.
And they played CSN in its entirety. It's like their greatest album. I mean, without Neil Young,
right.
But it's their greatest album, and I could see the music. And we leave. And she is yelling. Bear's girlfriend is yelling at him the whole time in the car. And the person next to me is like rocking in her seat. And I'm going, I'm having a ball. I'm having a great time. I need y'all to stop.
Yeah.
and we get back to our cars, and I reluctantly get into my car. Definitely seeing things that aren't there.
Yeah.
And I look over at her, and she is rocking back and forth, and she goes, "Please don't run over the frogs."
Oh boy.
And I looked back, and there's 3 rows of people that all look the same.
Yeah.
6 foot male, dark hair.
Yeah.
Running at 70 miles an hour, smiling at me. And I go, and it took me a second. I'm still in my lane, and I look back, and there's 3 rows of people running at me. And she's screaming about me running over the frogs, and I'm going, yo, I'm trying not to hit people right now.
Holy shit. Were you near an Indian reservation by any chance?
No. I
saw something on like Unsolved Mysteries that was like this.
No, I was on 635
okay.
or LBJ Freeway, something like that. And I'm sitting there, please, will you calm down? I need you. I'm seeing things too. And then we got back to her house, and for whatever reason, we watched Eternal Sunshine of the
Spotless Mind, yeah.
Which was not okay.
Not on shrooms.
No.
And it's like weird, the subject matter.
Yeah.
Jesus, dude, that's a fucking odyssey.
Oh, no, it was bad. And they're all smiling at me.
Yeah. Hi. That's
running.
terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was hysterical. And, I guess that's all I really got to talk about right now.
Dude, we hit all the bullet points. We wrapped up all the Tripp stories from episode 1.
Yeah. So we need to wait for another episode.
Oh, yeah, we'll do it again.
To hear about Olympia and the beginning of my tour life.
And your ER visit, which we'll go into.
Yeah.
Folks, that was Tripp completing his stories for you, getting you off the cliff so you didn't have to hang there so long. Thanks again, Tripp, for coming in, crushing it, and we'll do it again soon.
Hey, real fast, give some stars, give a review, buy his book. support this man. This podcast is amazing. He really loves to bring out the best in people, and we want to hear more.
Oh, my man. All right, everybody. All right, Barbarians. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers. Well, it's last call, so let me give you a tip. If you show up to a bar in a party bus unannounced, there's a special place in hell for you and your friends. Folks, it's been a blast. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. And a call to my fellow booze slingers. Send in your stories to cocktales@gmail.com. You can remain anonymous if you'd like. Thanks for listening, subscribing, downloading, and spreading the word. Don't be afraid to give me a good review, even if you're lying. It really does help build our community of barbarians. And check out my video. Just close it on YouTube. You will laugh, damn it. If you want to support the podcast, you can do that on Patreon. Link is in the show notes. We'll see you next time on Behind Bars, Cocktails, and Wasted Nights. Cheers.